Alright, Ong Bak. This movie is a great movie as far as just showing you pure action martial arts. Tony Jaa, he's just amazing in this movie. The things that he could do with his body is just amazing. He has integrated like gymnastics with martial arts, and that's something that Bruce Lee, you know, didn't do, but Tony Jaa has been able to gain recognition and just a lot of fame just by being original and not just following the path of Bruce Lee, but just doing his own thing. He's a Thai boxer mainly, and integrating a lot of acrobatic moves and gymnastic moves just to express himself as an artist. To me, he's one of my favorites. Next to Bruce Lee, because I like the way that his movies are. He's serious. When he fights, and he's just he's in shape. It's not and the techniques that he does is really nice. Really nice techniques, really good form, and he's just great at what he does. All right, Kiss the Dragon. This is one of the better Jet Li movies that I like. The reason I like it is because he does like really hardcore martial arts moves in here. It's not like I really don't like when he uses wires and stuff like that, and he's like flying through the air and just doing like really traditional stuff. I don't really like those types of fighting styles that he does. But Kiss of the Dragon is more basic fighting, just hardcore, and just like he does what works. And this movie kind of reminded me of some of the Bruce Lee movies. That's why I like this movie a lot. Matrix is a really great movie that will really teach you something about the system of society. I think if you really look deeply into the movie, you can learn a lot. Just learning about the conformity around you, and just being yourself, and just liberating yourself from that conformity and expressing yourself. All right, A New Police Story of Jackie Chan. This movie's pretty good. He's a police officer in this movie, so it kind of shows you martial arts and taking it to the level of where you have a firearm as well. So not most martial arts movies don't involve firearms, but this movie there's a lot of firearms. So it could show you how you integrate the two. I mean, a lot of times when people use firearms, they just consider it an action movie and not a martial arts movie anymore. But this is one of the few martial arts movies out there that integrates firearms with martial arts, and I think it's pretty nice. Actually, my former instructor is actually an extra in this movie as well. Alright, The Protector, another great martial arts movie by Tony Jaa. Just like constant fighting like throughout the entire movie, and I think this is one of the most action-packed movies that I've seen. Out there. Great techniques. Tony Jaa is just, to me, is just an amazing athlete, amazing martial artist. Alright, Jet Li Fearless. I've made another video about this movie, but this movie is just amazing. There's so much meaning behind this movie. I think, to me, this is my favorite Jet Li movie, and this was his last martial arts movie that he said that he was gonna make, and just the meaning behind it to me is just amazing. Just seeing his transformation. At first, he was a very egoistic person, very arrogant, just like an MMA competition fighter type person, just always want to challenge everybody and show that he was better. And then later on, you'll see in the movie what happens because he's like that. And then he goes through like a spiritual transformation and learns, he matures and he becomes wise, and he starts representing what real martial arts and true martial arts should be. I think this is a great movie. You have to really look at the meaning behind this movie. Hero, I think, is a great movie. Alright, just martial arts, it's nice in here, but it's just the wire type stuff where they're flying and stuff like that. But as far as the meaning is concerned, I really like the meaning behind the movie. You look deeply into it, you'll learn a lot. House of Flying Daggers, cool martial arts in here, and it will teach you about love and stuff like that. I think it's a great movie. Part 2, action-packed movie. It's a great movie. Tony Jaa again, very action-packed, amazing movie. Gladiator, this is one of the amazing movies. It's not considered a martial arts movie, but I think he holds a lot of the characteristics of what a martial artist should be. You know, he's just basically a warrior, and just the character that he represents, the way that he is as a person. I believe that everybody should strive to be like him. You know, in this movie, IP Man is a great movie. This movie's about Bruce Lee's teacher, Yip Man, and just again, you know, Yip Man just really represents what a true martial artist should be. He's very humble and modest. He's very talented in what he does, but he doesn't exploit his talents, you know, and he just really represents true martial arts. And I really believe, you know, this helped Bruce Lee to be who he was, you know, to really represent true martial arts. This is a great movie, so really pay attention to how he represents himself to be. All right, Yip Man, Donnie Yen is the star of this movie. All right, here we go to the Bruce Lee movies. They're all great. You know, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. It was a great movie, just to tell you, you know, show you about his life. Game of Death, it's a great movie, but you know, well, actually, the fight scene at the end is great with Bruce Lee, but other than that, the rest of the movie is garbage. You know, as far as the stunt double and everything, but the fighting is awesome at the end. It's too bad that he died before he was able to put the meaning in behind the movie that he wanted to. Fist of Fury, you know, great movie, one of his first movies that he came out with. End of the Dragon, you know, Way of the Dragon, this one Bruce Lee directed himself. Great movie. Here I got, you know, documentaries of Bruce Lee, The Intercepting Fist and Path of the Dragon. It's pretty good. The Big Boss, you know. So these are, you know, all the movies that I recommend, you know, that you watch, you know, when you get some time, really learn something. And in the description section of this video, I'll post a link showing, you know, a link to watching free movies online. You know, it's just with the technology nowadays, it's just great to be able to learn to educate yourself in so many different ways. Just always remember when you watch something to try to pick up some meaning out of it, and learn something positive to help better yourself, you know, as a person, you know, as a martial artist, as a human being. You know, constantly learn to educate yourself when you watch movies, when you watch TV shows, when you watch documentaries, when you read books, when you talk to people, when you go to school, when you talk to your friends. Always just strive and aim to just better yourself in all aspects of life. And that way, I think, is part of your mental and spiritual training in martial arts. Okay, it's not just about physical training and just beating up people and that's it. To me, martial arts goes way beyond that. It's mental, you know, it's physical, and it's spiritual. And what I'm talking to you about these movies right now, this is part of your spiritual and mental training.